Well, obviously, almost August, it is going to be hot in southeast Louisiana, but these temperatures and coupled with the humidity have been running into the extreme. That continues through 8 o'clock tonight, and even after 8, it is still feeling pretty hot, but an excessive heat warning likely for tomorrow with the similar heat indices, 110 plus during the peak heat hours of the afternoon, typically 2 to 4, 5 o'clock, some of the worst values around. Actual air temperatures are mid to some upper 90s. And briefly, now these aren't official temperature sensors, but Mandeville did hit 100 degrees. Again, those are not official from the either National Weather Service or from the airports. As far as cloud cover goes, we also don't get much shade at all. Had a few showers, maybe cooled off a couple of folks in parts of Tangi, Washington, St. Tammany. Have a few showers useless out over the northern end of the causeway, just mainly over the lake, as well as south of Lacombe and Covington. Or Slida, excuse me, and we will likely see another extreme heat warning during the day tomorrow before we finally start to see the upper pattern break down. And it is not just us under some of these extreme temperatures. Basically from the plains to the east coast and down into Florida, some type of heat advisory, warning, or watch will continue under this dome of high pressure. That continues into tomorrow. This pattern, however, then starts to break down. What we're going to see is a little upper level trough, upper low, kind of scoot across the Gulf. That should bring in a bit of a break, but also bring in some better rain chances. The upper high kind of builds back in from the east as we head into the weekend, so we'll likely see a reduction in our rain chances Saturday into Sunday. Then going into next week, some East Coast and central U.S. upper troughing may start to bring in some temperature breaks. Maybe not as far south as the Gulf Coast, with our temperature outlook still calling for us to likely be running above average, but much of the nation under the kind of near normal temperatures, or more of a likelihood of near normal temperatures, and even maybe cooler than average across parts of the East Coast. It'd be nice if we could benefit from that, but probably not. We're also going to see several little upper disturbances move our way, one over the Tennessee Valley and another one that's kind of more of an upper level feature over Florida start moving our way. That also helps to erode the upper high and bring in this additional instability in the atmosphere. When you're looking at the yellows to oranges and reds, it's kind of rotation in the atmosphere where you'll get the uplift for rain. And if nothing else, some cloud cover, and that should really start to help out our rain chances heading into the end of the week. So one such feature, you can kind of see it over East Tennessee toward South Carolina, Georgia. That little feature, as it rotates around the high, will bring in a better chance for rain. Even tomorrow, we should see a few spotty showers, at least a better chance than we saw today, with more rainfall on Wednesday and kind of starting a wetter pattern heading toward the end of the week. Right now outside, though, 96 degrees. Our dew point is 73, 106. That's actually not too far off of our normal for this time of year, although on average 92, but mid-90s pretty typical for even almost the start of August, and we were only 1 degree away from the record. Out in the tropics, no development is expected for at least the next 7 days. We have started to see more of those West African waves coming off of the continent. Now, this is pretty normal for this time of year, and at one point the models were kind of aggressive with one of these waves in the long term doing something. Right now, though, the models have kind of backed off on any of this activity from developing. And again, as I always mention, anything that far out in the tropical Atlantic is worth a mention, but would be at least 2 weeks away if it was coming directly here. So not a concern at all. Few spotty showers tomorrow, better rain chances through Friday. They do start to taper off into early next week, and then hopefully maybe return to more normal temperatures next week.